What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome to the True Raider Podcast. And the Las Vegas Raiders have officially made Fernando Mendoza the #1 overall pick. Now, I got to let you guys know that I'm not surprised. I don't think any of you guys are surprised. But this is a big deal, you guys, because there's so much about, all of Raider Nation. I think kind of had this little bit of a fear that what if the Raiders go and mess this up and do something silly like decide, you know what, maybe we don't want Fernando Mendoza. Maybe we think Kirk Cousins is good enough, right? Maybe the Raiders would think, well, let's trade back and pick up some other picks, right? Now, while there could be some good scenarios with that, and there are some people in Raider Nation that really would love to have seen that happen, I got to tell you, man, that I think that would have been a total waste. It's really exciting to me right now, and I was going to go live, you guys, but I got so much going on in my life, man. It's crazy right now, so I couldn't make it happen. But, all we can do really right now is absolutely celebrate. Absolutely celebrate that the Raiders are making the proper moves. We've got 7 new starters in free agency. Max Crosby trade went bad. We got Max Crosby back. And now we picked up Kirk Cousins, who's an appropriate bridge quarterback for Fernando Mendoza. And getting Fernando Mendoza is one of the most absolutely amazing things that we could have done in this draft, period. Like, I can't even get all the words for this. And you guys, there's no other way to celebrate than No, but on a serious note, you guys, I've watched tons of tape on Fernando Mendoza. This guy is very cerebral. JT the Brick just said in the pre-draft show that he believes that Fernando Mendoza's floor is Matt Ryan. His floor is Matt Ryan. Now, if you think about Matt Ryan was an MVP in this league. Matt Ryan went to the Super Bowl. He lost, there was that game where they were up 28-3, but Matt Ryan was a very good quarterback, right? Would I like something better than a Matt Ryan? Of course I would. But JT the Brick is saying that's his floor. And I'm not saying JT the Brick is the know-it-all or the expert or whatever it may be. But if we got a quarterback that's being compared to guys like Matt Ryan, like Kirk Cousins, he's being compared to Joe Burrow. He even gets mentioned in the cerebral sense of that, they haven't seen a quarterback like this that's that cerebral since like a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady. Now, I'm not trying to say that he's going to come out here and he's going to be those guys or that he's going to take us that far. What I'm saying is that there's a chance. I'm absolutely excited out of my mind and loss of words. Excited out of my mind and loss of words. For far too long, the Raiders have just watched messed up move after messed up move after messed up move, and the Cardinals just took Jeremiah Love, which I'm happy about because I was really worried that the Chiefs were going to end up moving up to go get him. They didn't, and that's good. But we watched the Raiders make so many bad moves. We got the Jamarcus Russell move. We got Alex Leatherwood. We've had several first-round picks that just kind of have not panned out, or like Raider Nation is like, man, we should pick this player, and then that Jalen Carter is available. And we're like, yes, we're going to draft Jalen Carter. And then they say the Las Vegas Raiders select Tyree Wilson. And it's like, what? Why? Why would we do that? And so it's about time, Raider Nation, that we start being treated good by this front office, right? And, there's a whole generation that doesn't know what it's like when the Raiders are good. Now, I get it. We had 2016 Derek Carr. We actually played some good football. He broke his leg. And we had a couple years in there where it was like we looked like we could maybe do something, but like that was just a brief little poof. And then it was gone, and then we went back into the dumps. It's been far too long. There's Raiders fans like me, man. I'm 38 years old. I've seen the Raiders go to a Super Bowl in my lifetime, but I have not seen them win one. And we need that, man. I need that. You know what I'm saying? I need that. So Fernando Mendoza, there was all the talk that was coming up to the draft, and a lot of the interviews, they didn't really hold a whole lot of secrets, right? Kirk Cousins leaked it that Fernando Mendoza was going to be coming over, and he was talking about he believes that the best quarterback should start week 1, right? And that's an easy thing for him to say because he knows that they want to sit Fernando Mendoza. And so if Kirk Cousins starts week 1, he gets to be like, well, I guess I'm the best quarterback, you know? But what it really comes down to is that we need to make sure that Fernando Mendoza is absolutely ready, you know, especially being in a position where we brought Kirk Cousins in, who he is a good veteran quarterback, especially under Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak was his quarterback's coach and then offensive coordinator over there with the Vikings. And during that time, Kirk Cousins played some of his best football ever. And so to come into a system that he's already very familiar with, that he knows that he can thrive in, and then have Fernando Mendoza being able to really take his time, right? Because to be honest, Fernando Mendoza is such a smart kid that this dude, I believe, by August would know this playbook so damn well and be able to execute it so damn well. But it's like, why throw him out there immediately if you do not have to? We're in a position where we get to sit him the appropriate amount of time, whether that's he starts week 1, whether that's he sits for 6 weeks, sits for 8 weeks, sits for the whole season. At this point, I don't care. All I care about is the fact that we have Fernando Mendoza. We have secured the pick, and you guys, I'm excited. Keep a lookout as other draft picks come out. I'm gonna make videos about it. I do want to go live tomorrow at some point for day 2. I wanted to go live for today, but it didn't work out, you guys. I got a lot of things happening in life right now, man, and I got to put my family first. So like always, I love you, nation. I'll catch you on the next one.